Welcome back to my channel. We are back at the Mecca Elite Fitness. I'm glad to be back. It feels good. We're in for a pull session, so we're doing back and hamstrings. And this is my, I wouldn't say weakness, but my weakest body part is back and hamstring thickness. So this is the workout that I put the most effort into. I'm going to go into detail and explain the philosophies behind the movements, the movement executions, and the variation because I'm a natural athlete and I'm nearly 40. So how can you apply that to your own training? Right, so we're in for pull. First exercise, although it's not a pulling movement, it's a pushing movement, is standing calf raise, just because we want to hit calves twice a week. Once standing, once seated. So let's get into this. You do it first because you're fresh before you hit anything else. Big calves for me is something that a massive differentiator if you're stood up on stage. And they always say that shows are won from the back, so we've got to work our calves. You can see from last week the data that I've got on standing calf raise. Unfortunately, I was in Ultimate Fitness last week, so the machines don't necessarily carry over. So this week is just about finding a spot where I know I'm going to true failure within that rep range and not kidding yourself or making yourself think that you're working hard. One of the things that I did that was really helpful is I went and trained with my coach Kallu, and he taught me, also training with Ryan Terry was a big one on this. He taught me where true failure is, and it probably was about 2 reps more than I thought I was going to. So now I have that in my head. Where I think I'm failing, I just add 2 and I go. Because mentally, I don't really know where true failure is. So I just have that, I think I can't do any more, I do 2 more. One thing I spoke about in the last workout, where we went to the Foundry in Dudley, was in between your sets, don't do anything. Just record your lift and think about your next set. You don't need to fill that gap of time with work, emails, WhatsApp or Instagram. Just have this time like it should be. It's your meditative zone where you don't have to think about friends, family commitments, work commitments, task list, and you can just focus on the one task at hand. If it's bodybuilding, that's to step on stage. If it's overall fitness, it's to make improvement. Whatever your goals are, focus on them. This is like a workout in itself. I'm always looking to progress, even if it's a small amount every single week, 1 rep, a little bit of weight. I started on this on like 2 plates a side, and now we're going to go up to probably 6 plates a side for 8 to 12 today. So the progression over the last 6 months has been massive. So I'm not competing for another year, so bring it on. $240 for 9 with a 3-second descent and a 1-second hold in the extension. So for some reason, if anyone knows why, maybe I need a bit more hamstring warm up. So I feel like my hamstrings are cramping up a little bit in that one. But other than that, it feels good. So I think the main adaptation of how I used to train with my previous coach versus training with Cal is that he's taken into account the fact that my primary goal is to build muscle to get on stage. It's not necessarily to be strong or have heavy lifts. So I'm not doing squats or deadlifts or those big compound movements. I'm doing the glute drive, I'm doing the hyperextension, targeting the same areas as the deadlift, but probably more targeted and way less taxing on my central nervous system. So for me, I can still go home, run my business, be with my family. I'm not dead for the rest of the day. And it's a much reduced risk of injury. I'm actually programmed to do dumbbells, but don't tell Callum, but I cannot be asked to walk into the other room, pick up the dumbbells for 2 warm-up sets, walk back, do the movement, and walk back again. So I'm just doing plates, which to me give me the same range of motion, but maybe he's going to watch this and tell me it's a totally different exercise, so let's see. Oh, for some reason, just get so lightheaded after that. It's not like I'm hanging upside down or anything. I think it's cutting off the blood flow to my head somehow. And that holding plates is not an ideal solution. Do you know what? I went to the UK DFBA show yesterday, and I think that for working out, for being a father, for being a husband, for running your business, anything you do, you've got to have massive motivation, like find your why. Otherwise, you're not going to keep doing it consistently. When things get hard, you've got to be able to understand where you're going in the long term and why you're doing it. Otherwise, you're just going to quit. So for me, every morning, I review my why statement. It's a whole big 2-page, A4 page thing that I wrote out, my vision statement. And that just reconnects me with why am I doing it. 1 page is personal, 1 page is business. And then I go through the day, and the actions I take are getting me closer to my vision. I'm more likely to have a successful day because I've reviewed my vision. A little tip is just kick the bench over a bit so you've got a clear line of sight down the side of the bench so you can target and lean over and get more into that side that you're working. So guys, pre-workout is still the JP Pro Prepare. Brought out a new flavour actually, tastes really good. I find that that one just gives me the best pumps and it's not too violent with the caffeine. Then in my intro right now, Callum has put that up to 50 grams of cyclic dextrin, 5 grams of creatine and 15 grams of EAAs, all by JP. I definitely need more back thickness, as you'll be able to see. So I love this exercise for targeting lat, lower lat and lat thickness. Not bad, but we'll see what Callum says, but I think I still need more upper chest, although we're not training today, so there's no pump. I need to be able to flare my lats with my hands on here. I can't do a good front lat spread. And then probably still a bit more shoulder width, but it's coming on, it's looking better, definite improvements. More quad sweep, more definition in the quads, but that's because I'm off season. And still I think I can thicken out hamstrings. So we keep working, we keep working. Elite as a gym, I love it. I think it's got awesome kit, Amazing gym itself. The top quality machines are good. The one thing they could do is upgrade the pull down machines, because they're good, but they're old, right? So, I mean, they work, and what we're in for now is high back row. So, actually it was Ben of my coach school, who's a buddy of mine, who taught me how to do this. What we're really trying to do is get that sort of thick upper back with a high row, and you might look like it's shit form, but it's not. It's deliberately a shortened version of a full kind of lat row, so that you're just hitting rear delts and upper backs. One more exercise for rear delts, but that's back done. We've done the single arm D handle pull down. We've done the DY row for thickness, one for width, one for thickness. We've done this high row for upper back thickness. And now we just have rear delts. So the way that Callum's designed the 2 workouts through the week is they have different aspects or different varieties to hit different parts of the back. It's not the same workout twice. So it gives me variety and I don't get bored. I was doing like 50 to 60 kilos on this in the past, and then after I went and trained with Cal and we spoke about rep cadence, keeping it all on the muscle, not throwing it around with a joint, I've gone right back down to between 25 and 35. So for me there, I can have a range of motion that just keeps it on the rear delts, because you can throw weights around in any way, shape or form. But if you want to have perfect execution and keep it on the muscle, you're probably going to have to drop your weight slightly. So if you've got to a stagnation point in your training, one thing you might want to do is just drop your weight 20%, focus on form, and then you'll see them slowly build back up again. Right, so guys, I'm going to do a raw physique update. For me, I feel like I've had a few beers, haven't been sticking 100% to my diet. I've had a bit of extra. Going to the show yesterday really motivated me to realise that I need to get back on track. But I thought it would be good just to do a starting point, because I'm not looking to compete till next year. I don't want to always post pictures and videos when I feel like I'm looking my best. I probably feel like I'm looking my worst of the whole prep so far. So for you guys to see what I look like now, and then hopefully see when I look way better in 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks time. Should be interesting, I hope, for those of you that are looking to compete or just change your physiques. So let's have a look. That's 105 kilos. As you can see from the back, I can hit a rear back double biceps, but I cannot put my hands on my body and spread my lats. That's my biggest problem. So if anyone knows what that restriction is, please put it in the comments. It will help me out. I'm planning to go and see a posing coach, planning to keep having a massage every week to try and release it, but I don't know whether it's a tightness in the shoulder problem or it's just a technique of posing problem. But the rest I'm not that unhappy with. I'm okay with my condition, considering I'm bulking. I'm okay with, or I'm happy with the progress that I'm making in my weak areas. I think that once I can get my lat spread, I'll be way, way happier. But everything else I'm pretty okay with, and this is just a starting point. We've got 1 year, probably 2 months, so I plan to do the UK DFBA qualifier right before the British, which is usually the one with the most competition, because what's the point in going to the British by qualifying in a show with less competition and then getting to the British and not coming in the top 3? Like, my goal is to do my best on stage regardless of what everyone else brings, but for me my ideal goal would be to place and at least go home with a trophy. So there we go, guys. That's it. We wrapped up pull session today with hamstrings. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please, it helps me out If you enjoyed the content, like, subscribe, hit me up with a comment and give me some feedback. Anything you want me to cover in the future, or any just feedback on the video for today. Stay safe, see you guys soon.